Welcome to Whittle's Pod, where real time conversations happen with founders and operators across industries. If you are someone who is building in stealth mode, these are real time conversations with people who are building real time in their industries. And there is no prerequisites shared here. It is a real open conversation, and people who are building are giving you real time advices and real time experiences within different industries. If you're someone who wants to learn from them, let's jump into today's episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Whittle's Pod. Today we have Yagub with us, founder of Polygraf AI. Let us hear his story of Polygraf AI and how he has started. Hey, Yagub, nice to have you on Whittle's Pod.
Hey Abhishek, good to meet you. Thanks for having me here. I appreciate it.
So tell me when and how Polygraph, got into your mind, and when is that time, you realize that this is the time I have to, start Polygraph.
Yeah, Abhishek, you told me a little about your story on what you're doing in your company.
Yeah.
So my previous company, Seven Markets Group, was the world's top 3 media technology consulting group in retail finance.
Yeah, I've seen that.
We sold the company in 2020, but I'm gonna go 2 years prior to that, a year and a half. We partnered with OpenAI back in the day, and there was a tool called GPT-2. I don't know if you've seen it or you had the opportunity back in the day to use it.
Yeah.
And we gave that you know access to GPT-2 via well, back then Seven Markets, no Polygraph name at all. And what we noticed was that brokerages, financial institutions were giving an insane amount of let's call it important data to
Understood.
to that tool in the name
Mm.
of marketing,
Understood.
in the name of messaging and so on.
Understood.
A little forward, 2020, we sold the company,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of like got stuck on me in a way. Like, what
Mm-hmm.
is it in a regulated world that compliance really means everything to secure the data?
Understood.
We then created short forward Polygraph in 2023. Our mission is to help sensitive industries adopt
Mm-hmm.
AI, any AI, for any purpose, whether it's even top secret operations,
Understood.
without worrying about their data security or infiltration attacks within their own environments.
Understood. Right. And I also seen Polygraph AI is positioning itself as a AI behavior control platform. Because through the moment you realize that that this was the problem worth solving, what did you see that others were missing?
Right. Let's actually make it very interactive here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you know that you made a compliance mistake, or how do you know that you became a victim of, let's say, a hacker, or you became a victim of a phishing attack?
Maybe lack of awareness that, doing this.
You're not really wrong on that direction. So what
Yeah.
happens for people is that they actually make that mistake and then get to
Mm-hmm.
be told that you made that mistake
Right.
after the problem has already occurred, which is already too late. It's
Right.
as if, being run over by a car and then being told that, hey, watch out, you should have
Exactly.
been careful. The car has already hit you, right? So compliance should not be like that.
Mm-hmm.
In our mind, the security, the behavioral control is there as every basically employee has their own personal agent that
Understood.
runs and lives on that device. As you are engaging with any tool, and I'm underlining any here because we require zero integration to
Okay.
anything. It's automatically running within your OS operating system.
Okay.
And now imagine you are writing something on Slack, or then you're jumping off and joining on Teams. And from there on, you're writing something on Google Translate, and then you're going to ChatGPT. Whatever it is
Right.
that you are on, as you're typing, it real time shows you where you are incompliant, giving you a suggestion. Similar to what Grammarly would be doing for grammar corrections, right?
Yeah.
And this way, while we are doing it, it also becomes a behavioral training.
Yes.
So the benefit here is that the employees are no longer being told that you should have been careful. They're actually
Yes.
being shown real time on where they should be paying attention to. That's the step
Understood.
one. With that, we also create the risk mapping of the whole organization, which is real time, dynamic. And it shows on the audit trail that, let's say, Abhishek is using Riverside, and on Riverside, on the chat, he mentioned I don't know, a given bank account detail.
Mhm.
It becomes a trail.
Right.
And
Right.
then the company then goes around and utilizes Polygraph dashboard and
Mm.
implements an integration level for all of those risk points, securing it. On the
Right.
security part of the AI, it's not just the data anymore. It involves JSON validation. It involves prompt infiltration stopping. It involves jailbreaking attacks, etc. All of it being run under the same place. And
Right.
we also provide a gateway, which has all the security elements built in inside. So you can
Mm.
now use Open Router or whatever else it is that you're utilizing, the APIs, put it on Polygraph, secure it, and run it as if you don't really care
Nice.
about tomorrow.
Perfect. And is it like a consumer model you guys are training it, or like an enterprise model that would, rightly fit in the market right now?
So we are an enterprise and government solution.
Okay.
Though we have a kind of like a sandbox like environment on our website for if you have to really, really dig it to be able to find where it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have that thing. Majorly, we have it because of students. We have
Mm.
research institutions that want to research, etc., and students are basically in need of certain things.
Right.
So for those reasons, we have it, but we don't see ourselves ever doing anything on the consumer market.
Consumer side. Right. I mean, just a vague question, isn't that a big market where you can target, where I feel as an individual, I lack a lot of clarity, having all of things at place. I don't know what is good and what is bad as a consumer, as an individual. So what do you
I
think
feel
of that?
you actually on that, but there is a big kind of vision difference in here.
Right.
For us at Polygraph, we collect zero data from
Mm.
from our customer. We are an
Right.
on-prem, and on-prem means it can be cloud deployed solution too, but we deploy within our client's own infrastructure. So
Understood.
there is no data processing that we do by ourselves.
Right.
And this is, I mean, we cannot be hypocritical saying that don't give your data to, let's say, OpenAI, come give it to me.
Right.
That would be hypocrisy. That's the hypocrisy in pretty much all the data security solutions in the market today.
Right.
They are saying, don't give your data to cloud, give it to my cloud so that I can secure your cloud. I'm saying,
Right.
like, why? If it is the same cloud, why am I not supposed to be using it on one, right?
Right.
On consumers, we would have to collect their data or we would have to process their data somewhere,
Right.
somewhat. And because of that, not today. Let me tell you additional something here, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
We run everything on CPU and RAM.
Mm.
So even on our client environments, that's 5,000, 10,000 employees, there is no GPU usage for our
Right.
AI engine to run on, which is
Right.
unheard of. Despite that, we have also crazy accuracy. And despite that, we are on average 20 to 50 times faster than any other AI security tool in the market, or most other AI security tools, I should mention it, right?
Uh-huh.
What I'm inclining here is that right now we are running everything on a between
Right.
40 to 150, 140 megabytes of RAM usage on each device. But we are working on even making it further smaller.
Right.
My end goal is to collaborate with IoT producers, edge device producers, etc., and have it built on some of those critical devices inside it.
Right.
We already have deployed it on forward environments in critical operations teams
Right.
in multiple locations. It's once that thing comes through, your enterprise can actually just buy a laptop, let's say from one of the laptop producers, and it's already running inside the security measures, etc. You don't need
Understood.
to even think about the infrastructure anymore.
Right. Yakub, I would like to go a little bit wider on the AI space now. As you can see, the AI boom from the last 5 years. Don't you see that a $1 trillion dream by ChatGPT or the valuations by any big AI player out there are overvaluated? Is there a market to capture, and how cost effective are these models for the consumers, both enterprises and personal users, that they're going to serve in terms of the valuation? They have to reach the valuation on the one side, and the other side they have to charge the consumer or the enterprise the same. But is there the money in the market to reach their numbers? It is a generalized question. I would like to hear someone like you.
Let's go create a comparison. I don't want to attack any company on their
Yeah,
valuation
yeah,
or
yeah,
etc.
yeah.
Well, price is what you pay, value is what you get, right?
Mm,
That's
perfect.
I want to use that quote in
Mm,
here. If an investor wants to pay that $1 trillion valuation, it's their
mm,
choice.
mm,
There is a market for that valuation, therefore that valuation exists. Otherwise, it would not be, right?
right,
So that's one element about valuation. There is a market. The secondary part in here is that you mentioned about the cost of usage, the cost of
right,
running, cost of operation.
right.
When the PCs came around, a PC would cost the same price as a house.
Exactly.
Well, did we ever say that we should not have a computer because it's too expensive to own it?
Right.
You can right now buy a Chromebook for the price of a dinner. So what I'm inclining again here is that when there is an innovation coming up, the cost generally goes the inverse of the market growth. The market
Understood.
grows, the cost declines. And it's the same environment that we are in right now. At Polygraph, I want to repeat again, our AI engine, which is superior than most, if not all of the other market players. Like on
Mm,
PII side, as an example, we are minimum 17% more accurate than any second company that you can think of.
great.
And let me translate that into cost part of it. It runs on your internal CPU and RAM, meaning that per year, the cost of operating on the energy side is $3.40
Makes
per each
sense.
user,
Makes sense.
the
Makes
energy
sense.
part,
Yeah.
right? When we started this solution ourselves, our own engine, we used to require minimum, by the way, Tesla T4 GPU,
Right.
and that was a year and a half ago.
Right.
The Teslas, they're not the world's best GPU, but it's still a GPU and it runs lots of energy, it uses lots of energy.
Right.
Now we have gone from that and saying that we can run on any device that's 8 gigabytes of RAM and 1.3 gigahertz of CPU.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
that's our own. I'm basically comparing to ourselves how the market is growing, how the research and development is really happening in the market overall.
Right. Right. I think Sam Altman, yes, Sam Altman has also started working on this on a layer to, cut down the costs and make it more efficient as, as a, to become a profitable company, I would say.
So
So,
it's not just that also, right? Abhishek,
mm,
you gotta again see the market holistically. It's a market is not really two-dimensional environment. It's not
right.
flat. It,
Right.
it's multi-dimensional. I'm sure you've seen what the Quen did this past week.
Right.
OpenAI created a low-level pricing, and Quen came and beat them in even on that pricing as well.
Exactly.
It
Yeah. Yeah.
again shows that there is room for even the best pricing. There is room for making it better pricing. Back
Exactly.
to your own comment, right? It's expensive, but it's just expensive today.
Right, right. Yeah, I think I really love the way you have explained about computers innovation and how they have become cheap right now. And I think maybe this I think we the AI is going to become as cheap as possible is what we could get from the history of innovation.
And it's not just that neither, right? I am really big, supporter of open source
Mm-hmm.
sovereignty of the operations.
Right.
Uh, we'll also see chips getting more attainable.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
just it's getting smaller. I mean, I just ordered the NVIDIA setup for my
Mm,
desk
mm,
where I can run a massive uh what's called LM setup
mm.
just on my desk
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there. It,
Right.
it costed it costed what
Mm.
$9,800 if I'm not mistaken, and that will in return save me on average $85,000 a year in the
Look at
computation
that.
cost.
Look at that.
So sure, on one side we are looking at $9,000, $10,000 is a massive payment, but if you really compare that, how now that enables me to run my inference, my operation locally on
Yeah.
my desk and save on average per month $1,000 on cloud computation costs.
Makes
That
sense.
itself is a massive, massive growth
Yeah,
opportunity.
yeah, makes sense. And Yagub, I mean, this is my, I mean, I was really interested to ask you this question. You have mutual connections in both analyticals and AI in retail and marketing. You know, how much of Polygraph's GTM has been community led versus outbound?
So I'll tell you this: as of today, we have 0 salesperson in the company,
That means you have you have a great network.
and we just actually I'll drop the news here. We just hired our first GTM leadership
Mm,
for Polygraph. They are
mm.
starting in a couple of weeks. Yes, we do have growth support team members, but they have not been full time like salespeople or whatever.
Right.
Our main focus have been on create the awareness, let them make people see the problems and let them make their own decision. We have year on year growth, like last year versus this year, it's over 100x right now on Polygraph.
That's great. And Yagub, I mean, if you can say, I can see that this is you first time being a founder and leading a company, if I'm not wrong. How is it being a founder? And take me through how does your week actually look like right now?
This is my third time, not the first time.
Yeah,
I've done
sorry.
2 other exits priorly.
Right,
My policy as a founder CEO is never micromanage.
right.
But that's the most important thing. And for you not to micromanage, you need to hire very competent people. And
Makes
my
sense.
own structure is that I don't also like to hire people that are already baked into industry or baked into the processes.
Right,
Instead, I'd rather to hire younger people and give them the necessary training guidance, etc., and make them grow into the environment. So
right.
at Polygraph, our average age is 25, and most
Hmm,
of the team members are PhDs. So
hmm.
imagine the 25-year-old PhDs that are full of energy on
Right,
the. I don't code anymore personally. And why? Because these guys, the team that we have, they are living literally a year, two, three ahead of me.
right,
Literally in the infrastructure, the processing, and so on. And they are analyzing, they're growing, they're building. So to
right.
and that gives me a little bit of a flexibility. Now I'm at the Black Hat as an example in Las Vegas. That's why you can see the hotel room behind me.
Yeah,
Now, because of that, I can actually travel to places, meet people and so on. But my average day starts at 5:30 as an example.
nice.
So 5:30, I'm up
Hmm,
and when I wake up, I actually just right away dive into my Slack.
hmm.
That's the very first thing because in there we have all the automation processes that we have put together.
Right, right,
I can see everything that's going on, all the problems, all the new opportunities, all the client communications.
right,
Everything is being summarized in there local
right,
for us.
right.
I'll work until generally 7:30, and then 7:30 I take an hour break.
Uh-huh.
And that break I generally bring my son to school or whatever it is that we are doing. And then I might grab a coffee possibly. I'll work nonstop until 4 o'clock p.m. No lunch, no other break. And 4 o'clock I take a break for a small snack and then get back again working until 7.
That's that is the real motivation here, running your third company. I think that is more than enough for any of new age founder right here watching this podcast. But obviously, that is a real time motivation, Yakub. And Yakub, I wanted to ask you this question: when enterprises relying on AI completely, when we say on, let's take coding as an example, we have seen a lot of layoffs happening in the last 2 years, and then companies are again complaining on the efficiency on the AI part as well, and now they are struggling to get the output completely relying on AI. What is your take on it?
I want to tell something, right? If you get laid off, very often it's because of you. So
Makes sense.
nobody needs to keep you in a company where there is a better option.
Right.
At the end, this is not socialism, especially in the US. I'm so proud to be even a board director of Academy for Capitalism. Right.
Nice.
I'm a capitalist guy. I love my team. I will protect my team to the end. But at the same time, I have my own board obligation as well. Right.
Right.
I have my own investor obligations too.
Right.
So my expectation from every single employee that we have is to do their 110%.
Perfect.
And we are growing in. I'm not talking about Polygraph. The world is growing insanely, and
Absolutely.
uh, there is there is security issues. I'm talking about physical security issues worldwide. We see the wars happening in
Yeah.
all corners of the world.
Yeah.
We have energy crisis literally at the door
I know.
again because of the challenges, and
War.
that energy crisis, etc., is putting prices up and so on. That turns into having an impact on companies literally struggling on meeting their benchmark targets and so on and so forth. So they
True.
have to do whatever it takes to survive.
Right.
An employee coming in there and blaming it on AI, I don't believe that that's the right thing.
Right.
I have never worked with any company before that they would fire someone that was an asset to them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Everyone always gets rid of the people, and I'm sorry for using even that one, that
Right.
wording.
Right.
That's a burden on them. So don't be a burden if you are here, especially you're a tech guy. Be the king of whatever you are doing, so that
Right.
no one would dare. Have you heard, by the way, Abhishek, the word aqua hire?
Aqua
People are
hire.
buying aqua hire.
Right.
Companies are like, I have actually an Indian friend of mine. His name is Naga. Like, shout out to him. I was just meeting last night with another friend, and he goes like, Naga's company got acquired.
Right.
But that's interesting. That's awesome. And he goes like, that was more like an aqua hire. They really wanted him to be in to join their team, so they had
Right.
to buy his company. So
Right.
when you are really, really amazing in what you are doing in your own segment, in your own operation,
Right.
people will even pay you premium. Like they will go over and
Absolutely.
beyond. So be the king
Absolutely.
of whatever you are doing, so that nobody will ever have to talk about being fired.
Right. I'll also give you an example of Kunal Shah, who is the founder of Cred, has been acquired by Mark Zuckerberg and Meta at a $900 million acquisition for his company Cred in India. So
So this goes on and on, by the way. Great
yeah,
teams get acquired, great teams get to be integrated to more things and
perfect,
so on. And
perfect.
its energy is kind of like contagious, right?
Yeah,
You put like a great person in there and his energy will go to all other places.
yeah,
It's all about having that energy. Put your
exactly.
energy up in there, put your production up in there, put your innovation up in there. And there any manager will come and complain about you.
Yeah.
You are the production in that case.
Right. I mean, this is a perfect way to put that. But on the other side, let if we talk about AI's efficiency on this part of providing the exact value, what is your inclination towards that? Is AI still learning to give you that output, or where are we right now in the market on that part, where enterprises is completely relying on AI?
I don't believe that there are many enterprises that are completely relying on AI. There isn't that many things. There are
Right.
many that are pretending to be
Right.
purely relying on AI, and pretending it is for the hype. I would literally say that.
Right.
Lots of lots of managers are just basically blindly saying that, okay, we are AI first,
Mm,
and then they don't have really proper structure on
exactly.
on
Right.
their AI strategy, right? I believe we are literally 10 minutes into a new century.
Hmm.
So you may see 5 years. I see it like a 10 minutes literally
Hmm.
thing.
Hmm.
And you can see what happens, right? The further we go, the impact is actually going J curve like.
Hmm.
We are now getting towards a point, yes, then we can actually have an AI first company. But
Right.
then I have a problem also. My
Right.
problem is with many of those technical operators
Hmm.
is that they're adopting AI and they're giving all their blueprints literally to these foundation models.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
And these foundation models will not just rely on computation. Let me provide inference for you, and then you're good. They want to make money.
Perfect.
And guess
Yeah.
what happens when they want to make money? You have given all your blueprints and so on to them. If you don't protect your data, if you don't protect your IP, you're the
Yeah.
product actually. You're
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
customer.
Yeah. I think a lot of startup, enthusiasts who are discussing its idea and ideating it on all these models. We never know. who is, where's your idea going and who is going to,
Why are you talking about startups? Like 98% of the enterprises have shadow AI utility in their own organization.
this is
So
really
start from
insane. I
product.
didn't know this insight.
So 98% of the companies, and in most cases, they have the accountants, lawyers, they have the
Shit.
engineers using it. So it's actually crazy people, crazy important people utilizing it. And that data is no longer theirs. It's gone. It's not yours.
I think you are solving that problem now, and I think it will definitely help a lot of enterprises out there.
That's the mission that we are on. And but my message should not come wrong, by the way. I
Yeah.
am for 100% AI adoption. We want
Yeah.
everybody adopt AI and make our own life easier. But that adoption needs to be responsible adoption. That adoption needs to be secure adoption so that we don't end up like, have you ever heard of this word saying like cheap, quality, and fast don't come together?
Yeah, I've heard
So
this. Yeah,
so you want quality and fast. You don't, and when you are doing it, you don't want to just be cheap at the same time, so that you end up destroying what value you have added.
exactly.
So that's the biggest value aspect of our mission, overall speaking.
Perfect.
Every enterprise, every critical operator, every critical employee should have access to any technology
Right.
without worrying about their compliance or regulations. And that compliance regulation should be local on their device so that they can just produce, they can just be productive,
Right.
they can become that way irreplaceable.
Right. Right. Makes sense. And Yagub, one last question before I leave you out in Vegas is, what's that one piece of advice you would give a founder who is still trying to find clarity in the chaos of building?
Marry to your problem. Marry
Right.
to your problem, because technology will come and go. Those problems quite often remain. And once you
Right.
become the master of that
Right.
problem, or you become addicted to it, you can pivot, you can find a different approach, etc. Sooner or later, you make it happen.
Right. Right. I mean, that's the advice coming from a man who's been running this for like 2 decades, 3 decades. Yagub?
I'm not that old, but it's getting closer to.
Yes, I
That's
mean,
another thing, right? When you become a founder, you
yeah,
have to be mad, you have to be insane, you have to be crazy,
I
and
know.
then you get old, like me.
But you are good. You're looking good though. You're looking good. Don't worry. I mean, it was a really great chat, Yagub. I mean, thanks for your time here. I mean, our audience are mostly, startup founders or like people who wants to get into entrepreneurship and enterprise brands in D2C space. So I think all your insights and all your point of view towards AI has really helped everyone who is watching this video. And thanks for your time with us on Whittle's Pod. And I would love to see you soon, when Polygraph hits, I mean, places itself in NASDAQ maybe. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you soon, Yagub. Have a great day.
Thank you, appreciate it. Great talking to you.
Hey, if this hits, drop a follow, share it with a founder who needs to hear it, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. New episodes drop every week. See you in the next one.